Imagine, if you will, a town where once laughter echoed through the streets, now drowned in an eerie silence. Was a place where the sun used to shine brightly, where children's laughter was the melody of the day and the chime of evening bells was a symphony to every ear. The town square, once bustling with life, was a canvas of vibrant colors and heartwarming scenes. The aroma of freshly baked bread wafted through the air, and the friendly chatter of neighbors was a testament to the close-knit community that thrived here. But then, the unthinkable happened. As if overnight the town was deserted. The once busy streets were empty, the laughter silenced, and the vibrant colors faded to a dull gray. The houses stood vacant and silent as if they too were mourning the loss of their inhabitants. The town, once brimming with life, was now an eerie ghost town. One knew what happened. One day the town was full of life, and the next it was devoid of any signs of habitation. It was as if the town's population had vanished into thin air. A group of explorers, drawn by the story of the abandoned town, decided to investigate. As they approached, they couldn't shake the feeling of unease that hung in the air. A sense of dread permeated the silence, making the hairs on the back of their necks stand on end. The town, though devoid of life, seemed to be filled with the echoes of its past. Each empty house they passed seemed to hold a story, a secret locked away in its silent walls. The deserted playground, the vacant school, the quiet bakery, each a silent testament to a life that once was. The explorers pressed on, curiosity overpowering their fear. But as they ventured deeper into the town, they couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The air grew colder, their breaths visible in the frosty air. The silence was deafening, interrupted only by the crunch of their boots on the gravel path. The explorers stepped into the desolate town. They could sense a cold shiver running down their spine, a chilling premonition of the horrors that lay ahead. As they ventured deeper into the town, the secrets it held began to unravel. There was an eerie stillness that clung to the air, the kind that sends shivers down your spine and makes your hair stand on end. The explorers moved cautiously, their footfalls echoing through the abandoned streets. As they delved deeper, the peculiar findings began to paint a startling picture. Houses were left as if in a sudden rush, doors swung open on their rusty hinges, and windows were left ajar. Inside, meals sat half-eaten on tables, as if the diners had been interrupted mid-bite, their personal belongings scattered as though discarded in haste. Children's toys, family photographs, letters half-written, all abandoned, as if time had frozen in this desolate town. The explorers' unease grew with every passing moment. The silence was uncanny, broken only by the distant cawing of a crow or the rustling of leaves in the wind. The sense of being watched was ever present. It was as if unseen eyes were following their every step, observing from the shadows. The air was thick with a sense of foreboding, a palpable tension that made the skin crawl. Every corner held a new mystery, every building a silent testament to whatever had transpired here. A school with desks still filled with books, a church with hymnals open to the last sung hymn, a grocery store with products still on the shelves. It was as if life had been abruptly paused, leaving behind a ghost town echoing with the memories of its former inhabitants. As the explorers delved further, the stories etched into the very fabric of the town began to surface. Whispers of a life once lived, a community once vibrant, now consumed by an overwhelming silence. The chilling reality began to take shape. Something terrifying, something beyond comprehension, had driven the town's inhabitants away. The more they discovered, the more the chilling reality of the town became evident. Something terrifying had driven its inhabitants away. In the heart of the town, the explorers stumbled upon something far more sinister. As they ventured deeper into the eerie silence, they came across a peculiar symbol, etched with an unsettling precision into the crumbling facades of the abandoned buildings. It was a cryptic emblem, a design that seemed to pulse with an ancient malevolence. The symbol, an amalgamation of twisted lines and curves, seemed to recur throughout the town, as if it was a language of the lost, whispering tales of dread from every corner. The explorers, feeling a chill prickling at the back of their necks, couldn't shake off the unnerving sensation that they were being watched. The symbol seemed to gaze back at them, its silent presence a stark reminder of the town's forgotten past. It was as if the town itself was a canvas, and the symbol, a haunting portrait of the unseen terror that once walked its deserted streets. As the hours ticked by, the explorers reported hearing strange echoing sounds in the distance. A low, guttural growl like the rumbling of a beast deep in slumber. a soft, lilting melody that seemed to drift on the wind, the notes twisting into a hauntingly beautiful lullaby. The sounds were unexplained, phenomena that seemed to defy the laws of nature and logic. The explorers felt a cold dread seep into their bones. The town was a labyrinth of fear, and they were trapped in its chilling embrace. Every creaking door, every flicker of shadow seemed to pulse with the rhythm of the haunting sounds. It was as if the town was alive, its heartbeat echoing in the silence, a symphony of the unknown. As they delved deeper into the mystery, they felt a growing unease, a sense of impending doom. They couldn't see it, but they could feel it, the unseen terror that lurked in the shadows, waiting, watching. The symbol was a harbinger, a sign of the horror that lay dormant in the heart of the abandoned town. The unseen terror that lurked in the shadows of the abandoned town was beginning to reveal itself. As the explorers delved into the mystery, they pieced together a terrifying story. What they found was not what they expected. It wasn't just an abandoned town they were exploring, but rather the remnants of a once thriving community, forced to flee from an unspeakable terror. They uncovered tales of an ancient evil that had been unwittingly awakened. It's said that the town was built on sacred grounds, a place where the veil between our world and the next was thin. The townsfolk in their ignorance had disturbed something that should have remained undisturbed, and so, it began. Strange occurrences plagued the town. Inexplicable noises in the night, shadows that moved on their own, and an overwhelming sense of dread that settled over the once peaceful community. The townsfolk were under siege, not by an enemy they could fight, but by a force they could neither see nor understand. As the terror escalated, so did the fear. The once bustling streets became deserted as families packed up their lives and fled. The explorers found letters, hastily written and left behind, filled with fear and regret. Stories of loved ones lost to the unseen terror, of nights spent in terror, and of a desperate hope for safety. The town was not abandoned, it was evacuated. A mass exodus driven by pure, unadulterated fear. The explorers could almost hear the echoes of the frantic footsteps, the cries of the scared children, the whispers of prayers for deliverance. The explorers stood in the ghost town, the silence deafening, the stories chilling. They felt a shiver run down their spines as the weight of the history bore down on them. This was not just an adventure anymore. This was a journey into the heart of fear itself. In their quest for answers, they had uncovered a tale of horror that was far beyond anything they could have imagined. They had unraveled a mystery that was as terrifying as it was tragic, a tale of a town lost to fear and an evil that still lingered in the shadows. As they left the town, they carried with them a chilling story that would echo through the ages. Our explorers, brave and yet forever changed, found themselves standing on the outskirts of the ghostly town, their hearts heavy with a tale too terrifying to keep to themselves. With each step away from the eerie, silent streets, they could feel the lingering dread that clung to the town like a shroud. The whispers of the wind seemed to carry the faint echo of the townsfolk's laughter, their cries, their desperate pleas for help. It was as if the town itself was alive, holding on to the memories of its past with a vice-like grip. Haunted by what they had discovered, the explorers made the daunting decision to share their story, to ensure that the legacy of the town and its former inhabitants would never be forgotten. Every creak of a door, every rustle of leaves in the night, every shadow in the corner of their eyes served as a harrowing reminder of the town, urging them to tell its tale. As they began recounting their experiences, they noticed how their words hung in the air, heavy with fear and foreboding. They spoke of the unearthed secrets, the unseen terror, the unraveled mystery that had unfolded in the abandoned town. Each word was a tribute to the town's chilling past, each sentence a testament to its unforgotten legacy. Their story spread like wildfire, captivating and terrifying all who heard it. It served as a stark reminder of the horrors that could exist in our world, hidden away in desolate, forgotten corners. It was a tale that sent shivers down the spines of even the bravest souls, a tale that would continue to echo through the ages, long after the explorers themselves had passed on. The abandoned town stands as a grim reminder of the unseen horrors that exist in our world, a testament to the unforgotten legacy of its former inhabitants. And so, the legacy of the town lives on, its tale forever etched in the annals of horror, a chilling testament to the power of fear and the resilience of memory.